Welcome, StarCraft viewers. This is Team Donbot, bringing you a cast from r/Reddit. In the bottom right-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss, Gregory. Bottom left, we have the red Zerg, Diamon. On Shakura's Plateau, my co-caster is Robot, and I am Don Juancho. What do you think about this? About this meta game here, this matchup?
Man, I don't really know because I do a totally different strategy than all the Protosses I ever watched that are pros or whatever. They seem to all rely on robo tech, and I like just do this easy PvZ wins, which is like mothership light air into like heavy zealot archon upgrades and mothership looking for vortex in the end. And that shit does really well. Maybe it's a little bit relying on the imba-ness of vortex with archons, but I mean it's just safe the whole way through. And yeah. Can I answer your question about the metagame?
I could, yeah, definitely. I could see how that would be really annoying. That just having all that different composition. First you hit them with the air, then you have a strong ground army with archons, and then you have a mothership that can do vortex and recall and all sorts of crazy shit. So I like that. And actually, you know, as I was saying, I was playing a little bit of Protoss just to kind of learn it, and I tried some big air that you used to do, and I thought that was pretty damn fun.
Yeah, it is fun, and sometimes it does really, really well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I felt like it did well all the time. Actually,
I just felt like eventually that people that knew how to counter it could counter it really hard, and you counter it with like mass corruptors.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to stop mass corruptors without either like archons or storm, and you just have so much gas going into like big air carriers and stuff that I don't know. That's why I started using this new strategy instead.
Yeah, I agree. I think you can actually micro pretty well as long as they don't have fungal. Like you can do a decent job of microwing carriers away from the corruptors. But yeah, no, I agree with you. I could see how that would happen. I think I was on like 3 or 4 base to 3 or 4 base Zerg, and he was keeping up with me until, you know, I got like way too many corruptors or way too many carriers.
Oh, what do we have over here at the far left?
Yeah, looks like this greedy Zerg is taking an early expo without scouting. Oh
yeah. Whoa, man, that was a quick cancel,
yeah,
but
a little bit of a quick cancel.
Alright.
Yeah, but I guess still making him pull the drones, kind of losing that time. So really not that much of a loss.
And this game, by the way, was we pulled it from Reddit/r/casted, and I believe it was posted by Gregory, and I think he got some pointers from In Control, and he's putting them into play here.
Yeah, that's.
So I know he likes to do the cannon rush on the Zerg Expo. So
yeah,
Gregory, I don't think you did In Control very good today. You get the cannons up.
Not yet. Maybe on the 3rd though.
He still has an opportunity.
Yeah.
Cannon. Okay, I take it all back.
Yeah. So what do you think about your buddy In Control style, Jeff? Right? Are you good friends with him?
Yeah, you know, I don't really like study his play a whole lot. Although a long time ago, there was coaching sessions put up on Team Liquid that he did with some guy that he let him put up, and those actually I think helped me. Like, I wouldn't say a ton, but for where I was at the time, it helped me a lot.
Yeah, that's cool. So it looks like this Zerg is doing a really good job of scouting, but just happens to barely miss this proxy pylon in the corner.
And the probe.
Well, yeah, and the probe too.
So I guess he's not doing such a good job of scouting.
Well, he scouted this ledge up here, which, man, I can't tell you how many times I got cannoned from that top damn ledge. It's so annoying. But
yeah, see, I find that, especially in the Masters, there's always Zergs patrolling around. The Zerglings patrolling around there. I don't really get away with cannons putting up there anymore. Back in the day, I remember a few times I did.
Yeah. I think that was kind of when I was moving up, like Platinum, Diamond, getting that stuff going on. But that's the thing. You just learn. You just play, and you know, you have that stupid stuff happen to you, and maybe the 10th time you say, hey, maybe I'll put a Zergling up there to make sure there's no
Yeah.
cannons.
And that's why a lot of people will, their recommendation how to get good is play a ton of games. Just keep playing a lot of games. It's just like the learning process. You know, you make mistakes, and then you hopefully, after making the mistake enough times, you correct it, and then
Yeah, exactly.
time you get less and less mistakes.
Exactly. And listen to our casting,
Yeah,
definitely.
that
Number
will
2.
accelerate your learning more than probably anything else out there
Yeah.
that I can think of.
Yeah. So one small thing, Gregory's kind of doing that, doing the same thing. Oh, actually, he just switched it, as I was gonna say, to have it rally to the main, or from the main to the natural. Slightly oversaturated here. Usually you want about 2.5 rows. That signals that you have 2 probes on each mineral field. But what do you?
All right, so I'm trying to figure out what Gregory's doing here. He's got a +1 going, and he's got only 2 gateways so far, and he's got immortals coming out. If he had like the gateway explosion where you get like 6 gateways, I would be thinking he's going for like a 2 base all in. Since I'm not seeing that, I'm thinking he might want to get a little like force out to go take a 3rd at some point. I kind of think he both. Okay, now as I spoke, there's the gateways. So.
Yep. It has a.
And the Colossus Den. So I can't tell for sure if he's trying to get a 3rd or if he's trying to make a push, but we can find out.
Yeah, and Zerg, you know, being greedy, taking a 3rd, or taking a 4th, I should say, but the problem with the Zerg is that the Zerg is very undersaturated. Needs way more drones, not enough drones at the main. Like I said, you should have 2.5 rows, that includes 3 on gas geysers. And over here, yeah, still not that much, so this guy's got to get way better at droning. He's kind of like, I feel like he wants to get roaches, but he also wants to macro. Like, you got to macro and then get roaches and then win. That's the key.
Yeah, and I don't think he needs roaches right now. I mean, isn't that something you can kind of do reactively, like as you see them push out?
Yes. Unless you're planning to do some type of 12-minute roach rush, which is pretty good. I don't know if you know of Stefano, but he made that style pretty popular. You know, I hate to say it, I haven't watched too many tournaments lately. I'm not sure if that's still viable. I heard that the 3 Immortal Rush or Immortal Century is pretty good at stopping that, but you know, still at the Masters level, you can do that 12 roach rush and still whoop on people.
So the Lone Star Classic was this weekend. Did you catch any of those?
Yeah,
games?
that's what I was talking about earlier with the Flash playing. He played, I think it was Polt, like I was saying. He played against Polt, and it went to Game 7.
Oh, hey, by the way, we got a Zealot warping up here. Going to put some pressure on the 4th. There is absolutely nothing there right now. Roaches are in the center of the map. He's probably going to be able to, well, he takes out the Queen and probably going to be able to take out that hatchery before the reinforcements or the armies.
Does he even have the upgrade for... Oh, he doesn't even have the roach speed upgrade yet. So these are some slow-ass roaches just hobbling over there. These...
Yeah, and it seems at this point he should have better creep spread too.
Yeah, these Zealots really, you know, taking out that expansion is huge. It's one less hatchery for him to macro from. Zerg really needs a macro hatchery and needs about 20 more drones. So he's getting another, but definitely, just if you're a Zerg, man, just get some macro, or just get some macro hatcheries, and that way...
Especially if you're lower league. I mean, we've talked about this before, but if you're lower league and your macro's not so good, having extra production facilities is like, you know what, is going to help you until your macro improves.
Exactly. And so right now...
And there's a bunch of drones in the main just sitting there.
Yeah, so right now we just have a bunch of roaches for Diamon. Actually, he has a pretty good lead supply-wise. Man, 50 supply lead just about. But if you just look at this army by Gregory, it's a pretty strong army. Like, roaches are good, but once you get out Colossus and a couple of Immortals, they really weaken. And especially if he has sentries, I'm not quite sure why he doesn't have sentries, but if he has some sentries, I feel like they do so good at sectioning out the army.
Yeah, man, it seems kind of late to not have a
Yeah,
third.
yeah, definitely. And having such a low supply too. I feel like you should have a little bit better supply. So this is actually a really good opportunity for Zerg. Yep, if you section off, yep, exactly like he's doing, get a good surround, I feel like he could do pretty well. Yeah, wow, I really want to see how this works out here. I feel like Zerg has a pretty big advantage. Does have the Colossus, but these things are going to...
Pretty good surround
wow.
there, too.
Yeah, these guys are going to get just swallowed up. That's when you don't have those force fields. Kind of a bit of a mistake there. Getting too blocked up, and wow, just positional advantage right there, taking out. Wow, he just had so many more. It's such a huge army supply, but just those immortals. 11 kills on one immortal and 14 on another. Damn, 11 on the Colossus. So they are definitely getting their money's worth for those units.
Still though, Zerg cleaned this up, and he's got, what is that? What is the 5 bases or 2? I mean, Zerg is well ahead.
It's true, but can he macro? Can he macro? Is he hitting his injects?
Oh man, that was his one weakness. Not a good weakness to have.
No
as
macro,
Zerg.
yeah.
Well, he has a pretty good advantage supply wise, about 20 supply ahead.
Yeah. So as a Zerg, he really should be transitioning right now. Get those infestors out. Get out Spire. Get your Tive Tech going on. Upgrades.
Oh man, another Zealot Warping in the top left.
Oh yeah.
Is he going to do anything with it though? Is the question.
I'm sure he will in a second here. Yeah, Gregory's doing a really good job of doing that, and just having this ninja probe in the back here. Pretty good idea.
Yeah, but that's something that the Zergs could have so easily stopped if he just scouted a little better.
But still pretty smart of Protoss to be thinking like that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So we have a little engagement here, just a little scouting going on by Zerg. Zerg's doing a...
And rather than probes, or rather than sneaking a probe and relying on a pylon, you can always have a war prison. It's the same.
That's true.
But he's going to deny this hatchery again. That's good. But man, the Protoss is still only on 2 bases. This is such a long time advance.
Yeah, really should have taken this. And then, do you like putting the gateways just block off this little choke by the 3rd?
No, I love doing that.
Nice. I don't know, man. I'm trying to learn Protoss. I'm like, hey, what do you do with that? Seems like a good idea.
Yeah, I think that's why. Well, I don't know about all Protosses, but that's why I really like that expo there, because it's such a narrow choke. You can just throw some gateways to block it off.
Do you block off the back too, or no? Like this top right area?
No, I never do, and I can't think of a single time I've been attacked through that route. So
well, I'll tell my Zerg brethren here. Cool little thing is you take these infestors, plop some infested Terran balls up here. When he does have that, just free shots all day. You couldn't see it on this little ledge here, though, on the right to the right of the Zelnaga watchtower. Put up some...
Zelnaha?
Zelnaha, is that... Have I been saying it wrong? Zelnaha.
No idea.
So yeah, still on 2 bases, but man, Protoss can have a really strong army for only 2 bases. And we have a 200 army versus 140.
Oh man, Zerg has the worst position on that attack there.
Couple of fungals going off here. Drop some infested Terrans. Drop some infested Terran balls. That's what they're there for. Oh man, just demolishing that supply lead there.
Yeah, where's Zerg's power? And by power, I mean broodlords.
Broodlords out, even just units, units, and have them together, not all behind each other.
He was maxed.
He was maxed.
The Zerg was maxed. Yep. He was just maxed in the wrong thing.
Yeah, he threw out some infested Terran here for no reason. Wow, he has so many infestors. This is crazy.
But he's still making lings and roaches.
The thing that you need with this is creep spread for one, and then get just a line. Oh, yeah. Just get a line of spine crawlers. Just get a huge row of spine crawlers, and don't let all of your 100 mineral, 150 gas units die for free. usually good. But shit, man, Protoss, he's coming through. He's got a very strong army of Stalkers and Colossus, keeping them together.
Also, if you're going to be stuck on roaches, then you should at least focus fire the big, the big hitters, Colossus and Immortals.
Yeah, even if, definitely. Getting out. That's why you need that Spire to take out the Colossus. Get some Corruptors out, take them out. But as far as Protoss, playing it well for only being on 2 base, shit. I feel like that's what's so frustrating. You just be on 2 bases and as Zerg, and then Protoss just whomps you. Or you're on 5 bases to his 2, and just get out of position.
Yeah, well, the Protoss Death Ball is called Death Ball for a reason.
Yeah, that's true.
There was a while ago, I read some article on Team Liquid talking about the Zerg Death Ball, if you do it right, is better than the Protoss Death Ball, and I totally agree with that, with the exception of, Mothership and Vortex, getting it off in the right way. The Zerg Death Ball, though, is Broodlord and Fester. I mean, this is nothing new to you, but saying, like, maybe for newer people out there, and it's so good because Broodlords are really hard to deal with, and when you have Infestors, they can take care of kind of like the obvious counters. The obvious counters are like Blink Stalkers and like any kind of air, like Void Rays or anything. You don't really see Void Rays too often countering Broodlords just because the Infestors deal with it so well, and it's really hard with Stalkers because they just die so fast. I mean, straight up in a fight against Broodlords, they'll win. But when you have Infestors there throwing down infested Terrans and Fungals, that's what totally turns the tide. And like I was saying, the one exception is when you get a Vortex off, you can be crazy efficient with Archons because you force them to clump up. But if it wasn't for that, I mean, that Zerg Death Ball I think is better than the Protoss Death Ball. But this guy didn't get it, and I think he could have, and he definitely had enough time to.
Yeah, definitely, and enough bases, but, Gregory did a good job, didn't sit back too long, and made sure that he pushed once he had a good army. Definitely could have taken that 3rd, though. And hey, guess that's about it. Any closing thoughts?
Yep.
All right, right on. Thank you for submitting that game. Team Donbot.
Yep.
Out.